Pretty much every single year, we tend to hear about the Lakers going after a specific trade target or targets, oftentimes a big name trade target, whether it's a guy like Walker Kessler, Miles Turner, Jeremy Grant, names they have been linked to in the past, in recent years in the past, or this season with a guy like Andrew Wiggins. That's been the hot trade target and really the name that they have been linked to, dating all the way back to the summertime. Or lately a guy like Herb Jones, a 3-and-D wing from the New Orleans Pelicans. Definitely names that make sense, but might they be more smoke rather than actual truth? Are they the guys that they're actually most heavily pursuing? Are they the names that they actually want, or do they actually want us to think that, and instead are going after a player that's not been heavily linked to them, at least not in regard to trade rumors and current trade reports? Maybe going after a team that they have a good relationship with and trying to trade for a player that's not been linked to them yet, or maybe going after a player that they have been lightly linked to, maybe not this season, but maybe in other years past. I think that might be the more likely route for them to take. After all, they love to work in the shadows. We've seen it with the Luka Doncic trade. Nobody saw that coming, and that probably will never happen again. A superstar being traded and nobody finding out about it until the reports actually come out. Or even for a guy like Dorian Finney-Smith, for example. Trading for him last December, pretty much nobody hearing about it, and even prior to them making a trade for him, very rarely was talked about by Lakers reporters or NBA reporters in general, was only very lightly linked to their team. So in my opinion, I guarantee they'll try and do that again. Try to make a trade for a player that's not been linked to them yet, a player that would make sense to them, but we're simply not hearing about it until the trade actually happens. And well, with that in mind here, what kind of player could that be for them, or what kind of team could they trade with that we're not hearing about and would actually make sense to their team too? As even now at 17-6, currently at second place in the Western Conference, they do have a few remaining holes left. One of which, and the biggest one being a 3-and-D wing, simply two-way depth on their team. That's what I'd point to, and probably what I'd point to if they're going to try to make a trade, what kind of player they go after, and what kind of archetype they pursue. I would point to a 3-and-D wing and or a two-way wing or two-way guard. That's probably what I'd look for here. But those are only my thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts here. What trade targets that we have not heard about might the Lakers have interest in and might even eventually make a trade for, despite us not hearing about them? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. And if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching, and have a great day or night.